everyone. I am trying to. This is my first time going live, so we're having some difficulties. Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, duh. Like, what happened to the camera? I will get this together next time. Most definitely. I will get this together most definitely next time. I did not know that it had to be in landscape. So somewhere, somehow, is being overshadowed. There you go. Is that my finger? This is going to be a funny channel message. I will have it together next time. I promise. I will know exactly how to set everything up. So I don't know how this works. Especially that I am on my mobile. Okay. Hide all chats. I don't know how to work this, y'all. So forgive me. And if you are joining, thank you for joining. This is my first time and I'm excited. I just did one on a live stream on Facebook. Hi, Kashana. Am I saying that right? Kashana. I'm so excited. This is my first time live on YouTube. So, I feel like this is a huge turning point. I feel like this is a really huge turning point for twin flames. Even if, hi Stephanie. Even if you feel like you have reached a dead end with your twin, and let me say this as well. Like, I just did a live on Facebook, and if you want to check that out a little bit later, please feel free. You're more than welcome to, because that may also be a clue to what is being channeled for twins at this particular time. Okay, so in this particular collective, this particular wave of twin flames, I feel the divine feminine has reached a point where she did all she could do with the connection, with, showing her beloved that she was, available, that she was ready, that she was there, that she would be everything he needed and more. And it's just like, I feel like the divine feminine had to go through experience after experience after experience with the divine masculine that was not going according to what she may have planned for them. She had the bigger picture in mind that, this is going to work out. This is a love that I've never felt before, and this is something that I desire for the rest of my life. This is the divine feminine speaking. So, the divine feminine have experienced so much heartache and pain from her, divine masculine. I understand. Like, we are all like, I'm about to cry. I'm just kidding. Like, we are all in this together. This is collective. Yes, we are all going through this together. But get happy. Get happy. Get happy. Get happy. Know that none of this was in vain. This is what the whole twin, I'm going to break it down. This is what the whole twin flame journey is about. Coming into wholeness with self. Obviously, you've seen that you've been through a heart-wrenching love and you are not broken. Obviously, if you're still here. You're not dead. It didn't consume you. The fires, the flames did not consume you. You've only been transformed into your higher self. That's when duality takes place, where there's no longer duality of looking at everything as negative and positive, good and bad, black and white. Now everything is starting to be seen as working together for my highest good. And a lot of divine feminine in this wave is feeling that wholeness within self, loving themselves a lot more than what they've ever loved themselves, not allowing themselves to ever put themselves through situations, whether they blame their divine masculine. But now we're at a point in the game where there's no longer blame, even when it comes to blaming yourself. I feel like a lot of divine feminine has realized what she put herself through with her divine masculine. Even though he really did some real messed up stuff, I feel like a lot of divine feminine are starting to question themselves, like, how could I put myself through such heartache and pain over and over for a little nutty-headed boy that don't even respect me? But guess what? That was the plan. Through this experience, you learn to be your true self. You learn to evolve into the divine feminine that you are. Okay? Duality. Seeing the negative working for your highest good. Seeing everything, good and bad, working for your highest good. You've seen the bigger picture. Those who are twin flames are visionaries, and that is something that everybody is. Visionary. How can you envision a love so bright, so pure, and it not exist for real? And you're brave enough to go follow that, and then seem like you failed, like you miserably failed. The divine feminine is so brave. The divine feminine is so brave. And so is her divine masculine, because he had to play the role of the crook, of the soul snatcher. He had to play the bad guy. He had to play, and vice versa in each other's stories. You know, he had to sacrifice the divine love that he knew before he incarnated in this body and the whole point of him incarnating in this body was for the even bigger picture of allowing love, the super weapon, to transform the world. We are in world-changing times at this very time. In this moment, we are awakening to true mission, to true understanding, to true wholeness, coming in alignment in every aspect of our lives. And guess what? It's always been said, when you come in alignment, come into an alignment with yourself. When you know thyself, you're going to know your divine masculine. You're going to come into union with that divine masculine energy within yourself first, and then your beloved. For those who are like, because I'm hearing like now a lot of women are saying, you know, I accept this journey, you know, I fully embrace my journey, you know, I believe in this love regardless of what I'm seeing. This particular wave of divine feminine are going to pull up another wave of divine feminines. The way showers, they're going to pave a path for those who are on a twin flame journey and showing you that it's doable. You're going to have to figure it out yourself, but guess what? It's doable. That you can have that true love. But guess what? They may put a little bit of doubt in those that come thereafter, thinking that maybe I'm not a true flame. So they have to work even harder for it. So don't think for 1 second just because it's a way shower to show you the way. When there's a way that's been shown, a lot of people choose to take their own path anyhow. So it's a continued process. It's a continued cycle with people taking their own paths. You know, even though there's an example, and a lot of divine feminine had to go that path alone. So, and with her divine masculine, what we, the divine feminine, may feel when it comes to her divine masculine. I hope that wasn't confusing. Because, like, I know it wasn't. But know that the divine masculine is also going through a rebirth, a complete ego death. So has the divine feminine in her own sense. That, you know, putting expectancies. I'm going to speak on the divine feminine. I'm going to have to speak on the divine feminine just as I speak on the divine masculine. Because there's no blame, first and foremost. But everyone played a part to how this story unfolds. But just know that it was already written. Just know that you're not going through it alone and you're not the only one. So no one can understand your heartache and pain because we're all going through it, divine feminine and divine masculine. We are all going through it. So with that being said, the divine feminine is going through an ego death as well, realizing that what she may have hoped for and prayed for didn't necessarily come as she expected it. And she probably thinks, well, a lot of us feel like there's no hope. But let me share something. When there's love involved, when there's magic involved, and you have to know that this whole journey is more than just ordinary. It's very magical. It's a very magical experience. So is it a very loving experience, even when it comes to loving yourself. But my equation of things, when magic and love is involved, it creates miracles. And if you could just tap into that vibration of the magic in your life and the love that you have, you're going to create miracles for yourself, for your divine masculine, for the collective, for those that you love, for your highest good and theirs. I feel like a lot of people are on that path to manifesting their dreams, especially twin flames. I feel like with a certain percentage, they may feel that financial abundance is needed for mission work. Everybody know they're going into mission some way, somehow, even if it's a thought that's not expressed on your divine masculine part. he knows he's a part of the bigger picture. I'm going to just say he for, you know, I want to clarify that because everybody else clarifies it and I can understand that, but that's no longer the point of any gender identity. We're talking about the energy. So, divine masculine knows that he has a bigger purpose in things. That his energy is needed in a very important way. A lot of divine masculines feel like they are so needed at this time. And they've been sleeping. But it took a huge wake-up call for them to finally tap into their higher selves. Because a lot of divine masculine, they were not operating. They would, in a sense, but they wasn't operating in their higher selves. They were operating in their lower energies. Their, how can I say it? It could be lustful energies. Sensual energies, I would say. The sensual energies instead of the higher energies of being connected, of being divinely guided. They were being led by their senses of seeing, touching, feeling, tasting, enjoying, splurging. Anything that felt good, you know? Not saying that the divine feminine didn't have her moments, but I feel like the divine feminine was so involved in working this out for the both of them, doing the healing work, doing the shadow work. And don't think for 1 second that that shadow work did not pay off at all. Do not think that for not 1 second, because it paid off. It may not seem like it, but now it's time to surrender this connection, doing all that you could have done as far as your efforts. Know that it was work well done. The fire was meant to consume you, to transmute you into your higher self, just like the divine masculine. The divine masculine had to experience an ego death as well. I feel the divine masculine was put in a situation where he could choose either this way or that way. He was at a crossroads of knowing what his higher self has already told him, but afraid, therefore, creating chaos and issues between the connection. Afraid of true love. Afraid of being truly transparent in him and his true self. The divine masculine was petrified. So the divine masculine decided to go the other way, making that decision. And some divine masculine was very firm in that decision. Like, I'm going to do it my way, period, point blank. I hear what you saying, but I don't agree with it. It ain't even necessarily that they didn't agree with it. They was afraid to say that I'm afraid of it, really. I'm going to run from it as far as possible. What is this? Love? Love? Who needs love? Who needs love? I just want to enjoy myself and just be easy. Love is too hard. Divine masculine had the notion of love being too hard, especially from childhood experiences. Maybe, divine masculine experienced some rough things growing up, especially between their parents, and said, if this is love, then What? No, I'm not about to do this. So divine masculine try to take the safe road, whatever that safe was for him. Not really digging to the depths of his soul and expressing his true emotional side and allowing it to consume him. The divine masculine wanted to take it safe, or wanted to play it safe when it came to love. Now, with other things in the divine masculine's life, I feel he focused his energy into, to create things that would satisfy his senses, satisfy that sensual nature of his. Whether it was a karmic relationship, whether it was a job, a business opportunity, whatever type of opportunity it was that he manifested for himself. He thought that was it. But it didn't go down like that. So he hit a brick wall too. He crashed. So he had to experience, not only did that false dream that he knew wasn't going to work out, or that he knew wasn't his path, not only did that fall and crumble, but that connection with his divine feminine, when he knew enough was enough, he knew it, but he went ahead and pushed it. And that's the way it had to be. And you know what we say to this? That's okay. Because it was written. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive myself for allowing myself to go through that situation time and time and time and time and time again. Knowing that this man was hard-headed. Knowing that he wasn't going to listen. How dare I do this to myself? Don't hate yourself for it. Of course not. Love yourself even harder. Divine feminine, love yourself even harder, because guess what? That was your gift in it all. Not saying that it ain't going to come into alignment, but guess what's going to make it come into alignment? That superpower, that weapon of all weapons, love. Love has the power to transform everything. When you love yourself, even through all your mess ups and all those times where you say to yourself, look, I'm speaking to myself, but say to yourself, I should have done this. I should have done it that way. It could have been like this. Anytime that you're able to give love to yourself and say everything was meant to be the way that it was meant to be, and love yourself to wholeness. Because I feel like the divine feminine and masculine are both going through a healing phase right now. They are. It's no more judging themselves. Like, they made a decision not in the right mind. The divine feminine and divine masculine. The divine feminine was coming from a place of feeling like she needed somebody to complete her, needing someone to satisfy her every need other than herself, looking for something outside of herself to complete her, to make her feel good, to make her feel loved, when that wasn't the case at all. It wasn't never about your divine masculine loving you. It was about you loving yourself enough to not even to take a stand and say enough is enough. Now, because of the divine masculine's decision of going the way that he knew was not the way to his higher good, the higher vision was with his divine feminine. But being a man, no, I'm just playing, being in the state of ego, chose otherwise. And so now he's left to face, or to sit with, the consequences of his decision. That his divine feminine is possibly gone forever. And now he's in this place of surrender where I feel like the divine masculine has been doing some real soul searching, just like us divine feminines, about, what's acceptable and what's not. Divine masculine sitting in his heartache, healing himself. He's just not sitting there though. He's healing himself and allowing the divine to correct it, to correct the connection, to correct what has been broken, to correct his mental state, to not be that person anymore. To not be that person anymore. Like, this experience has caused the divine masculine to really realize, like, what it feels like to hurt somebody, because knowing that the connection was real, knowing that, his divine feminine was his counterpart, not only did he hurt her, he hurt himself, because twins feel each other. It's a reflection. If you hurting your counterpart, then you hurting yourself. And guess what? That's why we're so much in turmoil, why we're so hurt. The divine masculine was hurting all the while because he felt like he didn't deserve such a love. And feels like it even now. He feels like he does not deserve it at all. And it would only be by the grace of the Most High that this could ever work out. And guess what? The divine masculine will not take it for granted. He will not take it for granted. He learned his lesson. He learned. Yes, he did. And so has the divine feminine. Now, the divine feminine has to work on forgiveness. Forgiveness. And how to go forth with forgiveness. What is forgiveness? Because I've said I forgave this divine masculine person so many times just for him or her to betray my trust. I want to forgive my divine masculine, but how? How can you forgive someone that keeps doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? What is wrong with them? I don't even feel like that's even the question anymore. What is wrong with them? Obviously. But, they need healing. We all need healing, obviously. But the divine feminine is in a place of forgiveness. And for some, this may be a very hard pill to swallow. Even though they love their divine masculine, some are just ready to walk away forever and for good. But I feel like divine masculine is going to do whatever it takes. I don't feel like they gave up at all. The biggest thing for them was to work on themselves, to be the best them that they know that they can be. Divine masculine is really working on their being. Like I said, coming into their higher self. They too are getting in mission mode. Now, how this will take place is going to be very unique for each and every twin flame in this wave. Very unique. It's going to spark a flame back in you. I feel like the divine feminine is working extremely hard on her beliefs about herself, about what role she plays, about what she is and what she's not, what she's capable of, what she excels at, what she's here to do. The divine feminine is really working on herself. Holistically, doing better, being better, shining more, glowing up. I feel like the divine feminine is in a place of like, no more. It's time for me to be the best me I can be and stop holding myself back. And guess what? That's self-love. And guess what? When you are love, you attract more love. And guess what? You're magnetizing. You're attracting what you are. The divine feminine is no longer broken. The divine feminine is empowered. Thank you, divine masculine. Thank you for helping me to empower myself, to be strong, to be the best me that I can be. Because of you, I no longer see myself the same. I no longer see you the same. I got to be strong for myself now. I have to speak up for myself. When something is no, it's no. I'm standing on what I believe to be right for me because I know me best. That don't feel good. I'm not doing that. You can't make me. Never again. The past is closed out. Things will no longer or never be the way that they were. It's a new energy coming in. One of hope. One of prosperity. One of unity. One of love. One of freedom. New beginnings. A new way of being. You are a new being. So it's time to start testing out your vessel. You know what you need to do. Do it. Do it. You know exactly what you need to do. Divine feminine. You're being blessed with the opportunity to leave the past where it belongs, especially in your belief systems, and stepping forward, burden free, with no attachments into the new, not expecting anything but the best. gonna pull from this oracle, because we all need healing right now. This world needs healing, and that's why we're all coming into mission. Because when you heal yourself, as you would in the twin flame journey, especially now, everything is coming out real and fake. Who's real? Can you say that you're real? Can you say that you're a thoroughbred? Can you say that? Can you say that you are true to this journey? Can you say that? If you can, then welcome to the new dimension. You are love. You are the epitome of love. And now with this power of love, you can transform the world, which is a part of the mission. And that's how you know who true twin flames are, by the love that they hold, by the love that they give, by the pureness of their decisions. You can't be mad at yourself. So first and foremost, let's talk about this forgiveness. You cannot be mad at yourself for putting yourself in situations that were not good for you. You know to do better now. When you know better, you do better. But you cannot be mad at yourself, because guess what? You were doing it out of love. You were building that love muscle to know what love truly wasn't and what love truly is. And if there's any worries and concerns about how this is going to play out in the future, let it go, because it's all going to happen the way that it needs to happen. And it's going to be for your highest good. And guess what? It's going to feel so good. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be the way that it should have been, that it was meant to be. So there's no fear to that. Have it be no fear to however this connection transforms itself and is presented to you, because it's going to be presented to you exactly how you need it to be presented to you. And it's going to feel good to your soul to just be at peace with yourself, which is your divine counterpart. Being at peace. Like, you know what? I could live with this for the rest of my life and be glad in my heart that it's exactly like this. However, it transforms itself to be. Because I love myself and I love my twin. I love myself enough to allow this to be the way that it needs to be for both our highest good. Can I get an amen? I'm just kidding. So, we're pulling cards. Duality. What did I just say? Of course, that will come out about seeing everything. Oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't say duality. It says letting go. It says letting go. Creativity. Okay. Let's see. Omen. With the letting go card, we're in the process of letting go of the old and allowing the creative genius of life to manifest the bigger vision that we saw. A lot of creative energy is in the air, creating the new, creating what's meant to be created for our highest good. And we're being given signs of this. By number sequences, by hearing our twin's name, seeing something that reminds us of our twin. Like, I feel like this was like one of the biggest tests for twin flames. Like, knowing that you face this brick wall where you can't go up, over, under, through. This wall was here with this connection. I feel like even though this obstacle was created, especially in this particular time where you had to go into surrender, you were still being given signs that you're still in connection. This is your twin flame. Stop playing yourself. 1111 111 222 666 555 444 1212 1010. Oh, you didn't forget about me, did you? Of course you didn't. Divine counterpart, I'm here. Check yourself. Get yourself together. Signs, I'm still here. We're going to pass this test. The universe just letting you know you already on track. Yellow canaries, butterflies. What else? Hearts. 2 hearts laying side by side. Dreams. Other synchronicities. Oh, that's his favorite song. That is so crazy. I can't believe this person even mentioned. I can't believe it. Yes, the signs everywhere that this connection is meant to be, even though you can't see. It's an illusion. What you think is bad is not really bad. It's setting you up for your biggest blessing. There's been a lot of changes. Everything is changing. Things are changing even now. You've been through changes. You know how people say, I've been through some changes. You have, divine feminine. Even the divine masculine. You have. A lot of changes. A lot of things that made you just doubt yourself. But coming up out of that, I feel like the divine feminine was tore down. Or it seemed like she was being torn down. Some worse than others because of some people's belief systems about about themselves. I'm not gonna lie, in my twin flame situation, because of the inner critic in me, I expect perfection from myself. So I expected my twin to be perfect. So if he did anything outside of what I consider perfection, oh my God, it was the end of the world. And guess what? The universe had to use him to use the worst case scenario, because there's certain things that I would never do. And that was my perception. I would never do it. So I don't expect you to do it. But here it is. The universe used your divine masculine to show you where your biggest fears lie when it comes to connection with true love. So you went through it. You've been through some changes, divine feminine. But learning yourself in the whole process of being torn down, don't nobody want to experience a love that you get rejected from. Don't nobody want to experience that. Something that you know in your heart is the love of the lifetime, and yet you get rejected by whatever situation that may be. A lot of old patterns had to come up. I feel like, the divine feminine had to experience her past through her divine masculine, like repeated cycles of, things that other men have done to you in your past, previous relationships, even the relationship with the father figure, even past life situations. It had to all come up through your divine masculine and vice versa. This is a mirror. This is a mirror. You looking at what you are really like as a masculine energy when you look at your divine masculine. That's you. And if that's scary, oh, you better check it out and do that shadow work. Your divine masculine is you. That's what you looking at in the mirror, your masculine energy. And if it's like cheating, lying, are you lying? No, Papa. Eat your sugar. If you see something ugly, that's you. It's time to let it go. Let it go. Let go of that fear of certain things happening to you. Because we also put ourselves in the energy of self-fulfilling prophecies. But guess what? It was all needed. Because now the divine feminine can focus her energy and her concentration and her focus on herself, which is the positive thing she sees in herself. The feminine, that feminine energy. You know, whatever energy you possess, you see the best. Whether that's if you're a divine masculine or divine feminine, you see the best in yourself. So it's time to start focusing on that energy. And as you focus on that one energy, because that's the energy that you lack. That's the energy that's been lacking because you haven't been paying attention to yourself. So now when you start feeding into that energy, you come into complete wholeness. And that's when you're going to see that masculine energy transform. I hope that's understandable. Like, it's all about reflection. You looking at your reflection through your twin flame, but when you turn that reflection and look on, yourself and see where you could give yourself more love, because obviously you're not paying attention to that energy. No, that was confusing, but I got it. While we're focused on our masculine energy, that's the energy we're giving our most focus to. Divine feminine. That's the energy within yourself that's highlighted where you're neglecting yourself because you feel neglected in this relationship. When you need to turn that mirror around instead of looking at that masculine energy and start looking at yourself, that feminine energy, and start creating. Because in that feminine energy is where creation takes place. So it's time to start focusing on the divine feminine and create. Because when you're focused, when you have distractions, especially in your divine masculine, you take your focus off of what you need to be focused on, which is your feminine energy, which is yourself. Once you focus on yourself, you create. You're able to put that focus into creating because you are feminine energy. And know that it's vice versa with the divine masculine. While he focused on you, he needs to be focused on his masculine energy. He needs to be focused on himself. And then so he becomes more enlightened and more in tuned to his feminine nature. Once he pays attention to that masculine energy that's off in him. When he started looking at himself, he realized where he's off in his masculine energy. And then his feminine energy can operate the way that it needs to. And he'll become more in tune, more into his higher self, more into his upper chakras, to his divine nature, to his knowing, to his abilities and gifts, and really fully using them, because that's his issue. That's the divine masculine's issue. They are one powerful being, all knowing, all seeing, all of that. But they want to play dumb. They want to play dumb like they not divine, or they not operating the way that they need to operate for mission purpose. These divine masculines are so gifted, but they so caught up in their senses. But now they're in that energy where they're discovering who they really are and coming into balance with both masculine and feminine energy. Movement and balance. Yes, we are coming into balance with these changes. It's creating movement. Because once you're stuck in a cycle, you keep doing the same things over and over and over again. You're not getting nowhere. But the cycle has been broken. Lessons have been learned. Now things are coming into balance. The way that it was meant to be. New beginning is the final card right here. I didn't look at the underlying energy, I don't think. The underlying energy is forgiveness, and that's what I was speaking on, about forgiveness. That's going to be the key at this point. That's going to be the key. Forgiveness, to release you from your past and not be haunted by it ever again. But this is a new beginning. This is like a new day. This is new energy. This is something new. It's going to be all new. So don't be afraid of however it turns out. Just go with the flow and don't be in resistance to anything. And I feel like there's no more resistance. Everybody learned their lesson. However it's going to be, it's going to be. That's thanks to the divine masculine. Divine masculine made it be whatever it's going to be. Oh, okay. And that's okay. Because twins come together. They got to. They have to. There is no not coming together, especially at this point in time where the world is changing. This is a time to transcend everything. Time, reality, all of that. We are dimensional beings. And it's almost like we about to come online like our superhero selves. And pull out our superpowers for real. Oh, I'm Incredible Hulk. For real. Things are going to be so new. It's going to get to the point where it's just unbelievable. Like, you got to know that things are about to get unbelievable, because it's already unbelievable now with the signs and synchronicities. Like, how is this world so magical for it to not even be something even more magical about us and our mission here? I'm about to get into fantasy land. But I feel like we're all, because they had to get those stories from somewhere about being superheroes and having super strength. You know, having those abilities that are not human. We are very divine beings. We waking up to that. So, ooh, we're in higher vibrations now. Everything is behind us. We're in higher vibrations. This is going to be the answer to our prayers, because I feel like everybody's been praying, divine masculine and feminine, to show me the way. Divine masculine, you know, the divine feminine getting in touch with her more spiritual nature, allowing herself to be guided, praying, talking to her ancestors, her guides, her angels. So has the divine masculine. The divine masculine has been, I feel, been praying directly to source, like, you know, hey, hear me out. I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I even took this for granted. Please just give me one more chance. Everybody's learning, has learned from their past, now operating in their true nature, their abundant selves, by releasing and surrendering to this process and releasing it into a more lighter vibration instead of holding on to the heavy baggage that it once represented. But this connection has been transformed. So, divine feminine, divine masculine, things will never be the same. Things are rebirthing, has been rebirthed. This is the new, this is the resurrection of what was dead. Because, I mean, a lot of us thought that it was. But it's not over. It only, you know, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So, I hope this message helps someone out there just to be aware of where you are, you know, and not to worry, to encourage people not to worry about the process, especially if you are a true twin flame, because you're going to be in this energy. You're going to know, you're going to feel, you're going to know that this message was for you, and to not worry. Don't worry about it. Just let it go. Let it transform itself into your highest good, because you deserve it. Continue to work on yourself. Continue to love yourself. Heal yourself. Nurture yourself. Be in your divine feminine energy. Healing yourself. Nurturing yourself. Loving yourself. Being yourself. Being brave to step into your calling. Because the time is now. It's showtime. Taking care of your temple. Taking care of your temple. Taking care of your starship. And treating yourself with the utmost respect, and not allowing anyone to treat you other than what you know you deserve. I know me personally, can't nobody come at me wrong ever again. I allow myself to be a doormat. But now that I know who I am, I ain't gotta fight spiritually. I mean, well, no, I didn't mean to say that. I don't have to fight physically. I don't have to use my words, my actions, none of that. Just with the flick of a finger, use my magic, my personal superpower. And it's not even with, hoodoo or voodoo or nothing. It's just my natural energy to control or to be my spiritual true self. I'm not going to say control because it's not control, but to be my spiritual true self. And that is someone who's very magical, that speaks. When they speak and when that energy is directed, guess what? It creates an outcome. Even though a certain individual came, I had an encounter with someone to help me realize how I need to further come into alignment with myself. When it comes to what wholeness is mind, body, and soul. And you could tell when someone is completely whole because they look like the image of health. So a lot of people neglect their physical temple, and they pointed that out in a very nasty way. God bless his soul. But, he tried to defame who I am as a high priestess, as a goddess, and saying, no, you still practice European ways. I practice what I know is right for me, sir. And I was very respectful and humble about the situation. I didn't, I defended myself, but I didn't degrade him like he degraded me. But what I did do, oh, you think I'm not a high priestess? Watch this. No, I didn't say all that. But I directed some energy his way not to play with me. Don't you ever disrespect a high priestess and not think that you're not going to pay for it. Love and light, right? It's a spiritual warfare because then, when you're attacked like that, you have to know that's a demonic force. Anytime anyone feels the need to attack anybody, that's a demonic force. We don't stand for that mission wise. We're here about love. We're not here about tearing anybody down. We building bridges, building up souls. So know that you have every right to use your power the way that you need to use it, especially when it's for your highest good and those concerned. Even if it's just to transform somebody's perception. And that's how I'm using my magic. It's not to hurt nobody, but if a lesson has to be learned, a lesson has to be learned. And I'm going to help you because I learned my lesson. So you going to learn your lesson too. Coming in contact with me, all wrong. Obviously, you didn't get the lesson. So I hope, we get to where we need to go, because we are going to get where we need to go. We are headed towards our North Star now. And I enjoyed this. I thank everyone for joining. I do. I appreciate it. I love you guys for supporting me on YouTube. I didn't think I was going to have any viewers. No, I didn't think that. I knew somebody was going to be watching. But it's exciting, to actually do my first YouTube stream. So thank you guys for being supportive. I love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Y'all encourage me to continue to do it. This was so fun. So if I decide to do this again, I will hope that y'all rock out with me again. I love you guys. And thank you for joining. Good night.